I'll make it easy on you. I'll let you. You got 20 problems for classwork, and as soon as I get through these properties, I'll let you start to work. So we're starting polynomials now. Be excited. Be very excited, right, Armando? Rhett, what are we starting today? But this unit is polynomials. Is it not, Rhett? Is it not? You don't even know what I'm talking about because you're over there trying to do the Khan Academy that was already due. All right, properties of exponents. Here we go. Caleb, put your phone up. 7 rules. Ready? Oh my gosh. Where's everybody's phone? No, it's not. I just watched you put it in your pocket. Who is number 12? Then what'd you just put in your pocket, clown? Want to check my pocket? Which number are you? Which number are you? What did you put in 12? Look at my back screen. Look at my back screen. Hey, girlfriend. Who's on there right now? Well, what are you doing in your, what's in your pocket? Nothing's in my pocket. Caleb, what are you doing? Whose phone did you put in here? Who's on the background? Then whose phone is in your pocket? Answer right. Aww, what's gonna be? Y'all always check your front pockets. Sometimes I walk over there and slip candy in your front pockets. I did yesterday and half of them left it in there. All right, you ready? Now, I will tell you, you do not have to know the names of these. I'll give you the names of them, but you don't have to know the names of them. Would you rather not have the names of them? Rather me just, you do want names? Some people like their properties named in their notes. Or you want me just to number them? I'll tell you. You don't have to write it. The first is the product property. Product means what? You win, you multiply. Everybody knows what an exponent is, yes? If I told you x to the second, what's the exponent? 2, what is x called? Starts with a B. A B, the base. So as we use this vocabulary, you know what I'm talking about. All right, the first is the product property. Yeah. So what I said, you should know all of these. This is a recap from Algebra 1. In fact, I pulled an Algebra 1 sheet to do this from. All right, product property. If I multiply, here is the requirement though. If I multiply and the base is the same. So base must be the same. What do? How do I combine them? I add the exponents. That's exactly right. This becomes x to the 5th. If I throw another variable in there, maybe I've got x squared times y cubed times x to the 7th, and I need to simplify that. I can only combine the ones that have the same base. So these two have the same base, so I can put those together to get x to the what? 9th, y to the 3rd. So that's product property. If I go too fast through these, tell me. But again, this is kind of a recap. Y'all have seen this before, yes? Okay. Property number 2. If that's the product rule, then let's do the quotient rule. Quotient. That does mean divide. Same rule though, the base has to be the same for this to work. But if I divide, let's say x to the 10th over x to the 2nd, what do I do with those exponents? Subtract them. 10 minus 2 is, thank you. the next one. Am I going too fast? It's only hard when you put them all together. Then you just leave them. So if you had, let's say I had x3, y 15 over x. I can only do the ones with the x's, right? So 3 minus, this one doesn't have an exponent, but what's the exponent? 1. So 3 minus 1 would be 2. Y 15. What are y'all fussing about? He's quiet. He's been here in 2 days. He's playing Fortnite? Have you ever played Fortnite? I can't. There you go. Yeah. Yep. When the bases are the same. All right, number 3. Power of a power. This means you have something that's already raised to a power. Maybe I have x to the 5th. And then I raise it to another power. What do? You multiply. So this becomes x to the 5th. Let me just rewind back to this one real quick and say one thing over here. If I'm doing these product and quotient rules, if my base is a number, let's say I had 2 to the 3rd times 2 to the 6th, I don't multiply those bases. I always leave the base alone and then add the exponent. So this would be 2 to the 9th, not 4 to the 9th. Don't combine, never combine bases and exponents. Does that make sense? One or the other. All right. That's power of a power. How about power of a product? That means I'm taking something that's been multiplied together and I'm raising it to another power. So maybe I have x times y, and maybe this is even x squared times y raised to the 5th. Now, be very careful of this one because this never works if you're adding or subtracting, okay? But because I'm multiplying in here, I can distribute this exponent to both. So this would become x to the what? 10, y to the 5. Okay. Be careful because you can never do that if you are adding or subtracting. Then you would have to do x, you would have to write it twice. It's a FOIL type situation. All right, y'all ready for the next one? Y'all just yapping. Power of a, this one kind of goes hand in hand. I've got power of a product. Now I'm going to do power of a, can you guess? Quotient. That means if I am dividing inside the parentheses, so same thing, but I'm dividing, just like multiplication, I can distribute that to both the top and the bottom. But again, be very, very careful because it only works when you're multiplying and dividing and not when you are adding or subtracting. 2 more. I saved the best 2 for last. One of them is. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's do the easy one first. What's anything raised to the 0 power? Oh, it's 1. It's 1. It's always 1. Do it. No, I'm being for real too. And then put your phone in that pocket when you go too. Was that his pocket? His phone you had earlier in your pocket? As long as the base is not 0. When the base is 0, it's different. But as long as x doesn't equal 0. Anything else to the 0 power is 1. Do 5 to the 0.
Oh, so I got it right.
The last one's everybody's favorite. It's the negative exponent. It says, if you have a negative exponent, what do you do with it? You do flip it actually. You make it positive and you move it to the bottom of the fraction, or if it starts out in the bottom, then you move it to the top and make it positive. But wherever you move it, it changes sign. So let me give you one to try. We're going to put all these properties together. You ready? No? I'll show you. Simplify that as much as you can. Mark that down.
Wait.
Done?
You have your computer. It's not gonna work. That's nicely read. But extra 13 has been extra good. All right, I got the answer.
All right. Tell me what you did first. The exponent outside, I definitely do that first as well. So this goes to everything. Now, because this is a fraction, it's going to go to the top and to the bottom. All right, so I got 2 squared over 3 squared. If you change that to 4 over 9, that's A-okay. R to the what? 4s to the 14 times, and now I've got 1 over 6 r cubed. Notice I dropped those parentheses because there's nothing else I can do in those parentheses, and I'm just multiplying. And so since multiplication is commutative, I can do it in any order that I choose. So what I think I'll do now, or you tell me what to do now, sorry. The ones that have like bases, right? All right, I am gonna change this to 4 over 9. I'm going to combine the fractions first. 4 over 9 times 1 over 6 gives me what? That's correct. You can. We'll simplify it. Yeah. 2 over 27, whichever. Yeah. So I did the fractions multiplied together. Top times top, bottom times bottom. And then let's do the r's. R to the 4th times r to the 3rd. R to the 7. Because I'm multiplying, right? If I multiply with the same base, then all I do is add the exponent. And then s to the what? 15.
Alright, can you give us a homework now? Is this like a homework?
I'm gonna give you your homework, but I'm gonna do one with you. Oh, it is hard. I can see it. Looks hard, but it's not. I'll let you pick one that you want us to do together. You don't need me? You don't need me on Monday. That'll be good. What are y'all doing? Come on, tell me which one you want me to do. Number 13. You don't have a paper yet? It's coming, it's coming. 20. All right, let's look at number 20 together. Tell me what you first noticed, because there's something that catches my eye at number 20 whenever we first start. 0 catches my eye right off the bat. This whole parenthesis is raised to the 0 power, and anything to the 0 power is 1. And anything times 1 is itself. So I'm just going to stop right there with that part and say that's just 1. So really what I have now is x squared y cubed z squared dx negative 3y3 over y2 z3 negative 4. Tell me what you think I should do. And okay, so distribute. Now, there's not a right or a wrong way to do this. As long as you follow properties each time, you all may do them in different orders, but you'll come back to the same simplified problem, okay? All right, so if I distribute this through, I end up with x2, y3. Everything up top is just staying the same. I'm just rewriting the top. And on the bottom, I have y negative 8, z negative 12. Now what? Want to start flipping? Okay, so if I start flipping, this is going up, this is going up, but this one's going down. Agreed? Okay, so I end up with y positive 8. I'm just going to put both of these up top together so I don't lose them. x2, y3, z2, z, y3, and that x3 is coming down. What now? Yes. And you could have done this in a lot less steps if you saw it. I'm just kind of doing what y'all tell me to do just to show you that it really doesn't matter as long as you do valid properties each time. All right, so what am I combining there, Rhett? The y's? All right, so let's see. I've got y to the 8th, y to the 3rd, and y to the 3rd. Okay, what else? Z to the what? Close. There's 12, 2, but here's this little one over here, Z15. And then what? X2. And I still got this X3. It's looking a lot better, but there's still one more thing I could do. The X's. Well, what's 2 minus 3? -1. So if I get -1, then I have to move it down to the bottom. Now, you might be able to look at this and say, okay, I've got 2 X's up top and 3 in the bottom. That's going to leave me 1 in the bottom. And if you can, that's fine. If you need to subtract them, anytime you subtract them, it stays up top. And then you move it. These are not nearly as bad as what you think they are whenever you start looking at them. Like, look at number 17. It's all 1. 8, 5, 1. Look at all those ones that have those 0 exponents in them. That makes life a lot easier. So look at it carefully.